Recently, Infinity Ward announced that they were going to be reverting a lot of changes that they made with Warzone 2 and to bring those back to how they were during Warzone 1. Now, this is definitely a good thing. I don't think anybody's really arguing that. The only thing that is really annoying is that the changes happened to begin with, right? It just feels like they wasted a couple months of the launch of Warzone 2. But really, the changes themselves aren't really the focus of this video, because I think that looking at what is happening with Warzone 2, and then also looking at multiplayer, I can't help but feel that there's just a bit unfair treatment between the two game modes. Well, big shocker there. It's been like that for a while now, but it just is still as annoying as it's always been. Because how long have we asked for Infinity Ward to revert the changes that they made for not only Modern Warfare 2, but even their game before that with Modern Warfare 2019? Like, there are so many changes that they made for no reason at all, and many people are very outspoken against them, and yet they refuse to revert them. Yet now we see when there's complaints with Warzone, for some reason they're very willing to swap it all back to how it is. It's just very strange to me that that would be the case, because like, how many problems can we all point out that multiplayers had that seemed like just change for change sakes and change that should be reverted? I mean, obviously there's the big ones like the mini-map, Dead Silence not being a perk, the perk system at least for Modern Warfare 2, and really so many other ones that I'm sure everyone watching this video can agree that they just want reverted back to how it originally was with Call of Duty. But it's just not what's been happening for multiplayer. Instead, multiplayer just seems like it's constantly ignored, and instead they focus on what's good for Warzone and don't care about multiplayer at all. And honestly, I'm not just saying this because of this one thing. Like, this is what's really annoying me right now, because obviously it's what's popped up and super annoying, but really it's been everything past this, because like, they just continue to ignore to just add content into multiplayer, period. I mean, with season 1 for Modern Warfare 2, all we got was 2 new multiplayer maps, and both of those maps were just remakes of maps that we've already had. It was Shoot House and Shipments. Like, those aren't new maps. So what are we doing here? You're not giving us any new content for multiplayer, and you will continue to make poor gameplay decisions, and now you're refusing to revert those. And it's only made worse because right now we see that when you make bad gameplay decisions, Infinity Ward is more than willing to go and revert those for Warzone, yet here we are with multiplayer getting completely ignored. And this is something that really sucks, because sure, on my YouTube channel, I normally don't even upload multiplayer, but I still try to enjoy it. Normally, I do enjoy multiplayer in many Call of Duty games, but it's really hard when it comes to Infinity Ward games specifically, because sure, the problem of multiplayer getting ignored is not unique to Infinity Ward, but it is just worse here. It's just so much worse, because not only does it get ignored in terms of updates, but the gameplay decisions that they make, for some godforsaken reason, Infinity Ward is so freaking stubborn on them, and they refuse to change them, and it makes no sense at all. Like, how many people have you ever played multiplayer with who said that the mini-map changes was good, that there shouldn't be a perk that silences your footsteps, or really any of the problems that you could think of with Infinity Ward multiplayers? Like, not many people I've ever played with ever think this stuff is actually good. It's always people complaining about it because most of the people just don't like this stuff. And I know Infinity Ward thinks like, oh, there's this silent majority out there who actually love this stuff, but oh, how? Okay, who's there? Who is this silent majority? Because all we could see from our perspective, people who are actually invested into the game and actually want to see it succeed, like, all we see is that all the content creators that used to make videos specifically on multiplayer, like, they're all gone. They rather don't upload anymore, or upload Warzone or entirely new game content. That's what they do. Nobody really does this multiplayer content anymore. I remember especially when I first got into Call of Duty YouTubers, like, there were so many different multiplayer YouTubers, and sure, some of that has to do with that multiplayer may just be getting stale. Sure, that plays a part of it, but hell, there were still people making videos on World War II's multiplayer and doing really well there. And I mean, come on, it was World War II and they were still popping. Like, I even think there was like a couple of multiplayer YouTubers who got their freaking start with World War II. So I mean, I just don't really think that is entirely it, that multiplayer is just getting stale or something like that. Like, I feel like the reason why multiplayer just isn't as popular anymore is because it is being neglected in both the updates and also just the care from the developers to listen to the community when we have complaints, especially complaints that have been here really even before this current Call of Duty with Modern Warfare 2. It was they go back as far as Modern Warfare 2019, yet they continue to sit on their high horse, tell us they know more than us, and then don't make any changes. And that is already annoying as it is, but back to the reason I'm even making this, like, it's just so annoying when we see what we've wanted for multiplayer for so long happen in Warzone. The fact that they're willing to revert things for Warzone but not multiplayer just sucks, dude. It really just sucks, and I absolutely hate that so much. I really wish it wasn't like this. I wish when there was something that a lot of people had a problem with, a gameplay feature that a lot of people didn't like, if there was enough complaining, then that would get changed. But unfortunately for us, Infinity Ward just doesn't care about multiplayer like that. They've not shown that they've cared about multiplayer like that. They've shown they do not care, especially about what the player base really cares about. And it really sucks because, as I've said, you look at the content around, there's like less and less people making content around it. But if you look at the people who really still make content about it, well, obviously there's camo grinders. People still love camos and grinding on the multiplayer, which is definitely great. Love that. That's obviously a good thing. But I mean, besides camo grinders, like, what else is there? Like, what, the CDL, competitive Call of Duty? And this sucks because it feels like that is probably their biggest consistent fan base for multiplayer that's left, and they actively make gameplay decisions to make the game less and less competitive. It's just like mind-boggling what they decide to do with this. Anyways, though, that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Do you guys agree with me? Does Infinity Ward just be like super stubborn about some things, and does it feel a bit unfair that Warzone is getting reversions where multiplayer is not tent? We've been asking for those same reversions since all the way back with Modern Warfare 2019. I don't know. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Regardless, though, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys enjoyed the video in any way, shape, or form, I would appreciate if you guys dropped a like, subscribe, bell, share, or any of that great stuff. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be. And laters, guys.